Hello, friends.
Welcome to the Liberation Chronicles. I'm Robin Parker.
And I'm Jorge Zeballos. This is a special episode of the Liberation Chronicles, our first pie in the face episode. Today, we're each going to give metaphorical pies in the face to two people who really deserve contempt. It is our playful way of drawing attention to injustices, buffoonery, lies, and harm that are inflicted in our society.
Of course, we're not advocating that you throw a pie in anyone's face without their consent. Instead, we're using a bit of slapstick humor to point out the actions of people and institutions that we believe are misguided. Jorge and I will award either one, two, or three pies in the face, depending on how awful the offense is. So, Jorge, who is your first selection for a pie in the face, and how many pies should they get?
Well, this individual, I think, uh, is probably the best person to start our series for many, many, many reasons. I'm sure that many of our viewers will feel the same way. Um, so the first person is the infamous Stephen Miller.
Ooh, Stephen Miller. Okay, the White House Deputy Chief of Staff. Do tell.
There we go. So, and by the way, as we are taping this, and we made this selection some time ago. It may feel a little outdated at this point, and I'm sure you all, as you all are thinking about this thing that we're doing now, pie in the face, that you might think, well, something just happened this morning, something that happened yesterday, and that might be more appropriate. So it's a little bit out of sync with the reality of how many incidents do we have coming out each day that we can all probably say they deserve a pie in the face. So just keep that in mind. So it might
Yeah,
sound
and we hope that if you all like this, please let us know. Give us a thumbs up, comments, and we can do a quick follow up because Lord knows that there are plenty of other pies in the face that could certainly be awarded. Sorry, Jorge, please go ahead.
no, that's fine. So we're setting this up. So Stephen Miller uh, posted on X some time ago, a few weeks maybe, uh, about how he wishes someone would write an alternate historical novel where Americans are the first to master the automobile, the first in flight, the first to harness the atom, the first to land on the moon, but just keep going and never open our borders to the entire third world for 60 years. As you all know, this man has a sick obsession with some notion of racial purity that he thinks he exemplifies, probably. So this idea, and even the language is so just out of date, third world. But yeah, for that reason, his level of comfort with just saying, let's just close the gates for 60 years. That would make him very happy. I think he fully deserves three pies.
Three pies in the face, huh?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, let it be done then, Jorge.
Triple pie in the face.
Such a disgrace.
Well, thank you for that, Jorge. I want to talk about my first nominee for a pie in the face, Pam Bondi, the Attorney General of the United States. I've selected Bondi because, like me, she's an attorney and is bound by ethical obligations that transcend partisanship. In other words, a prosecuting attorney is ethically bound not to prosecute people as political payback from the president or anyone else. Those kinds of actions can get you disbarred. The Justice Department has been attempting to prosecute former FBI Director James Comey for giving false testimony to Congress, and New York Attorney General Letitia James for mortgage fraud. Those cases blew up badly. A federal judge recently threw out both cases because the Justice Department improperly installed Lindsay Halligan as the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia. Even worse, the Justice Department tried to re-indict James twice. Each time, a different grand jury refused the indictment. Even if the Bondi-led DOJ continues to pursue indictments against James and Comey, both have strong arguments that their cases should be dismissed for selective or vindictive prosecution. Also, the 5-year statute of limitations on the Comey case has expired. And for all of those reasons, I believe that Pam Bondi really deserves a pie in the face.
Pie in the face.
Such a disgrace.
So, Jorge, as we move on, who's your next person or entity that you believe deserves a pie or pies in the face?
Yeah, Robin. In this case, I decided to go with an entity, not a person. And in this case, is the Coast Guard. And many of you have probably been paying attention. This happened again some time ago, but not that far away. The Coast Guard had in place a policy that labeled swastikas and nooses as hate symbols. That had been a long-standing policy that they had. Then they announced that they're actually going to reverse that policy, and they're only going to label them as potentially divisive. They announced that. It's public now that that's the direction they want to go. Some pushback begins to happen. They say, we're gonna keep it the way it is. They're gonna stay in the books as hateful symbols. For some reason, they decided that, no, you know what? We're just going to go ahead and do it. I don't know what that internal conversation looked like or sounded like, but they said, no, we're just going to go back and actually stand our ground on the reversal of the original policy that labeled these things as symbols of hate. We're going to actually just keep a new policy now that says they are only potentially divisive. So for that reason, I just cannot imagine in what mindset these can only be seen as just potentially divisive. Sometimes they might be okay. You know? So, Robin, 3 pies.
Ooh, another 3 pie.
Triple pie in the face.
Such a disgrace.
So I have a second person that I think deserves actually a double pie in the face, and that's Robert F. Kennedy Jr., the Secretary of Health and Human Services. In the years since holding office, Kennedy has canceled millions of dollars invested in mRNA vaccines that would improve our ability to fight the next pandemic. He removed scientists from the Food and Drug Administration and the Center for Disease Control who oversaw vaccine policy. He fired the 17-member advisory committee on immunization practices that is charged with advising the CDC on which vaccines to recommend. That committee now consists of incompetent people picked by Kennedy. And we're seeing the negative results already. His department has rescinded recommendations for measles, mumps, rubella, and chickenpox vaccine for children younger than 4 years old. Now, U.S. measles cases hit the highest level since the disease was declared eliminated in the year 2000. People have unnecessarily died because of the bad, non-evidence-based ideas promoted by Kennedy and his allies. His department's mishandling of health policy and the current and future consequences make me award Kennedy a double pie in the face.
Double pie in the face.
Such a disgrace.
So that concludes our episode. We hope you liked it. We'll have more this coming year. If you think of someone or an entity that you feel deserves 1, 2, or 3 pies in the face, let us know. We'll add that to our list, and we'll produce an episode with your contribution. But we just want to say thank you again for being with us, starting this new year. And let's hope it's going to be a good one, regardless of how it has started.
Take care, everyone, and please let us know how you liked this pie in the face episode and whether you'd like to see more. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.